Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. Now, the other day I did a Mixo puzzle that was 1 star on Logic Masters Germany. And indeed, I think it's right, and some of the comments agreed, that we bring you occasional approachable puzzles, maybe regular approachable puzzles, because it's nice to get a win under your belt. It's nice to get inculcated into the really interesting deductions. But it may have been a little unrepresentative for Mixo, and we've also been recommended this puzzle, which is on Logic Masters Germany. It is actually 3 stars there, so it's not really rock hard, I hope. But knowing Mixo, it's going to be significantly more difficult, or more a sort of more complete challenge maybe than the double arrows puzzle I did before. I don't know. I don't wish to denigrate that at all. That was a really good puzzle. But let's have a look at Rainbow Sandwich today, and another look at Mixo, who's a brilliant constructor. But first of all, don't forget, coming up on June the 1st, we have a new Sudoku hunt by Itrio, no less. I mean, that really promises something interesting. That's on Patreon. It'll be coming up at 4 p.m. our time on the 1st of June, and you'll have 20 days to solve it and get in a solution and get in a draw to solve a puzzle with Simon. That's the prize. Online. I mean, not online, like in a video. How cool is that? Now, that is on Patreon. There will be other stuff on Patreon, of course, all the time. There are connections videos, crossword videos, and all sorts. We've also got all of our apps, which do feature Sandwich Sudoku, related to today's and the latest Fog of War Sudoku. We've got our merchandise, including the 2025 t-shirt, the Secret Squared, as it has to be, and there's SVEN'S SUDOKU PAD. They're all on the links under the video. And there may even be, you may even be able to look up when we're next streaming if you go to the live tab. I don't know, actually I haven't planned it as I record this, but it must be imminent. Now, let's have a look at the rules of Rainbow Sandwich, and you'll see some very pretty colours down the side. In fact, this is kind of the rainbow colours with an extra shade of blue, I think. Red, orange, yellow, green, 2 blues, indigo, violet. Well, who knows what indigo and violet are? Let's call those versions of purple that. Right, now, the rules are these. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So 1 to 9 will go in every row, every column, and every 3 by 3 box. Now, we have to shade some cells of the grid in 2 different colours, such that there is exactly 1 cell of each colour in every row, column, and box. Digits don't repeat within the same colour. Clues outside the grid indicate the sum of the digits between the 2 coloured cells in that row or column. Okay, well that's very different from the normal Sandwich Sudoku. There are still 2 crusts in each row or column, and a total sandwich between them that is given on the edge of the grid. But those crusts, which are normally 1 and 9 in a Sandwich Sudoku, are actually a full variety of digits within each colour. Wow, I mean, that's really strange. I don't know how this is going to play. I'm just going to plunge in. You can give it a try on that first link under the video. You can look at the video length if you want to judge how hard I found it. Let's get cracking. This is one of those where I really don't know what to do. Like, I would, in a regular Sandwich Sudoku, I'd start in this column and say that the 2 crusts were on the edges because 35 is the maximum sum of the digits from 2 to 8. But in this puzzle, 1 and 9 don't have to be the crusts. They could be 1 and 2. And then the outies could be 3 and 4. Okay, I guess here's the one certainty we've got about this column, and it's pathetic, but the sandwich has to contain at least 5 cells. It might, 98765 give you 35. and they are the max. And if the sandwich has to contain at least 5 cells, that cell is in the sandwich and cannot be a crust. Is that really all I can get? I mean, in these other rows, no, actually there's significantly more than that. The sandwich is 5 cells and is bounded within those cells because the crusts have to be in the grid. So that this is the furthest apart they could be. So actually, within those 7 cells, a 5-cell sandwich will include all of those. And in a row that says, for instance, 29, the sandwich has to be at least 4 cells bounded within that region. Okay, that doesn't let me add a digit, but it does in this row. In a 28 row, again, the sandwich has to be at least 4 cells because 9, 8, 7, 24 is the maximum for 3 cells. That's not what's going on here. So there's at least 4 cells in the sandwich. It's bounded within that region and it must take in the central digit. The same must be true in the 27 row. Unfortunately, of course, the 24 row is probably expressly designed to prevent me putting a coloured cell, a green cell here. Now I know that the crusts in column 5 are confined to these dominoes. Please don't write in and say, because we know it, that a crust is not really the term for the bits of bread comprised in a sandwich, but it adequately explains what we mean by the cells binding the sandwich. Now, what else can we figure out? If these are in the sandwich, I don't know, this is very hard to get a grip on. I was about to say something about 29 and the fact that these couldn't be the outies, but they can. If they add up to 6, the crusts, if they add up to 16. Right, I'm going to try and religiously use the term crusts for the coloured cells that bind the sandwich and outies for any cells in the row or column that are outside the sandwich and its crust. Let's see if I can manage that. Probably within the first minute I will mess that plan up. Anyway, sorry, I'm trying to think of something I can actually do here and I'm struggling a bit. The 27 and 28 sandwich, they don't have to be 5 cells. The 2 sandwiches obviously are 1 cell because you can't make up 2 in 2 cells. You've got to use 1. I don't know. I mean, I'm really at a loss to know how to get going on this. Let's just have a pause and ponder what we can do. I mean, am I really missing something blindingly obvious? 3-star puzzle, remember. There must be a way in. We don't know what numbers are in the crusts, but there are only 2 in every row and column and box. Now, okay, let's think about if this was a crust. Then the 24 sandwich would be 987 on one side or the other, and the other crust would be on one perimeter, where we have another clue. If that was a crust and that was a crust, that would be a crust, and well, I just don't know where the next one would be, and it just doesn't seem very helpful. Okay, here's a little thought. This is not particularly helpful, but it's something I'm going to say anyway. The 24 row is really rather fixed if it has a crust in one of those positions. Because if it's there, then those are the sandwich and that's the other crust. If it's there, those are the sandwich and that's the other crust. The 28 row if it has a sandwich in box 8, a crust in box 8, it must have one in the perimeter column at the other edge. So any crusts in those cells provide you with other crusts in the perimeter. Oh, maybe there's some play between the 28 and the 27 row as a result. Well, only that you couldn't have two crusts there and there, because it would give you crusts there and there which would not fulfill the 2 clue. And the same would be true there and there, there and there. So I don't know. I don't think that's a lot of help. One thing I was thinking is, if you couldn't have 2 crusts in that area, then you'd have to have at least 1 crust in one of these cells. But you can. You can have crusts there and a 5 here. So, oh, I'm sorry, it is blindingly obvious, and I'm just being a numpty, a most Muppeteer person. Right. Those cells are not... They have limited the potential sandwich to just those 5 cells, because these are the outermost crusts. These are, in fact, the crusts. That's the sandwich, and it contains 98765 in this central column. I'm sorry to be so slow. Right, let's use red and what nice bright colour, blue, as the colours of our crusts. Right, so now we get 24 here. That means all of these cells are non-crust, because either the 987 making the 24 sandwich is there, or it's there. I was wrong, by the way, when I was saying that if you had a crust there, you would have a crust here. Anyway, doesn't matter. Right, now we have a crust either here or here. Okay, so in the 22 row, it's kind of symmetrical with the 24 row. Again, there must be a 3-cell sandwich, and there's a crust either here or here. Now, those crusts on the perimeters are like an X-wing. Ah, this is not a crust here. Look what happens if that's a crust. Then you need the 2 sandwich to be sitting here. This would be a 2. But that cannot be a 2 in this row. There we go. Because the two in this row is forming the sandwich and can't be on the perimeter. So that is not a crust, and this is a crust and is a blue one. Now we have a sum of 9 in either 2 or 3 cells. Red will be in one of those 2. And those are non-crust. Now, what does that mean? That's non-crust. Now that this is a crust in row 8, that's the 2 in the sandwich, and that's the blue crust, and everything else in this column is green. In this row we have a 29 sandwich, which is at least 4 cells, and that is not crust now because, oh, hang on. This is exactly what I was thinking about earlier. I was going to say, I get so used to regular sandwich clues that I can't imagine 29 as having crusts on both perimeters. But it can. If those crusts were 9 and 7, adding up to 16, then that sandwich would add up to 29, because we know the sum of every row, column, and box. It's the secret, and that total is 45. That's the sum of the digits 1 to 9. So if if that was 7 and 9, these would be 1 to 6 and 8, adding up to 29. So I cannot rule out a crust from here as I thought I could. Okay, in this row, I don't know. The sandwich could be a single 5, or it could be a 1-4 pair. How am I ever going to get numbers into the coloured cells? That's a bit of a puzzle. Right, now the 27 and the 28 row, I've got to learn from my mistake earlier over the middle column. Now that I've constrained the outsides to not be crusts, I've got a maximum 5 cells for the sandwich contents, which must be at least 4 cells. So those are all green. And in the 28 row, that's got to be the same. Those are all green. We've got one crust here, which is blue. We've got one crust here, which is red. Now we've got a crust here, which is blue. Oh, and we've got no crust here because we've had red and blue in this box. One of these two is a red crust. It's not here. If that was a crust, this would be the sandwich. Its minimum total is 5, and you'd need another crust here, but we'd already have 2 crusts in the box. So that's green, that's red. This is sandwich and is a 5. This is crust and is blue. Ah, this is clever. I do like how this works. Now, we don't have, we could use a few more down clues, couldn't we? So in this row, one of those two is blue because box 2 needs another crust, another coloured cell. And then the 2 is either there or there. I'm going to colour those cells green because they can't be crusts. The crusts are either there and there, or there and there. And they're not there and there, i.e. this position, because one of these is a crust in the 27 clue. So that is green. This must be green. These are the crusts in row 3, and that's a 2. Oh, this is clever. Now there's a blue up here. I don't know which cell it's in yet. Maybe I could if I thought about it, but I don't. Okay, now. I still can't believe that this 29 row isn't helping me, but I don't think it is. The trouble is I'm sort of running out of data. Oh, this is 987 for the 24 clue. Is that going to be 9875 or is that going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, 6, 8? I don't know. There's a 9 in the 22 clue along with either 8, 5 or 6, 7. The 27, I don't know. 987. So these other cells in column 5 are 1, 2, 3 and 4. That's not 5. Sorry, if you can hear my bin lorry outside, annoyingly, that's what happens some mornings. Right, we need a 5 in row 8 in either the crust, the red, or there. We need to make more progress somehow. Right, these cells see both red and blue, so they cannot be crusts. They can't be red because of the column and they can't be blue because of the box. That's a good thing to look for. These ones see a red somewhere in that box and a blue in the column. Now, there has to be a red in one of these cells. There has to be a red in one of these cells because of those red positions. And now that's an X-wing on reds. That's the 2 reds for rows 4 and 5, and that's not red. And now this is red at the edge. And now we know that these 2 crusts, which are sandwiching a sum of 29, have to add to 16. They're a 9 and a 7. And the 3, you see, the 3 cell sandwich in this column adds up to 9. And I was about to write in 2, 3, 4 because I'm so used to regular sandwich Sudoku. But it could be 1, 3, 5 or 1, 2, 6. Bother. There's a blue in one of these cells. There's a blue in one of these cells. And those are the only crusts in these 2. Oh, those are green. So okay, I'm going to partially colour the cells to show that I know there's blue somewhere here. It does puzzle me that we're meant to be able to start filling in numbers in this puzzle at some point, because there seem precious few clues to how to disambiguate the numbers to me. We need a 15 sum in this row. Well, it could be only 2 cells. We need a 12. Okay, I have had a thought now. Right. Of these 2 red areas that look like orienteering controls, one of these 2 cells is red. And in both rows, 1 and 9, we're going to need at least a 4-cell sandwich. So whichever one of those is red is having a 4-cell sandwich there or there. Whichever one of these 2 is blue, and there must be a blue in column 7, is having a 4-cell sandwich there and there. So both the 27 and the 28 are 4-cell sandwiches. And in the 28, there's a digit that is no more than 4. So the 4-cell sandwich must be 9874, and that is a 4. And in the 3-cell sandwich, the sandwich must be 9873, because we can't put a 4 in this cell anymore. And there we go. So all of these cells are from 987. We've had 4 and 3, so that's a 1-2 pair. That is a 789 triple in the box, and this is a 6 because it also sees the 5. That's amazing. Right, let's carry on. We need another 789 in the sandwich in one of those cells. Oh no, let's look at the box. I can put 5 in the box and then 2 in a coloured cell and 1 there. And these 2 are a 1-3 pair, and we can't put 1 in red again because the reds all have to be different. This is so good. This is so clever. Right, these 2 cells are from 4789 in their row. I mean, so are these, but that's less interesting. It's interesting here because that's now a quadruple, a 4789 quadruple. So one of those is a 4, and these 2 aren't. 47892. So 5 is down. Well, okay, so now this can't be in the bottom row sandwich because it can't be a 789 again, and that's the last cell required. So this is in the sandwich and is green. This is now red, and this isn't. It's green. This is now red, and it's a 4-cell sandwich. So this is blue, and this isn't. It's green. And this is blue, and this isn't. It's green, and more than that, it's in the 4-cell sandwich at the top. That's a 7, 8, or 9. Wow! So we've got these positioned now. We don't have any vertical clues in rows 3, 4, 6, and 7. We've just got that 15 clue left to help decide on these. It's not really helping me much, but what else can we do? We've got a 789 triple there in column 6. Well, never afraid to over pencil mark. Everything else is 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. The red digit won't be a 3 because we've had one. The blue digit isn't a 2. We knew that already. In fact, I'm going to keep pencil marking. These are from 1, 3, 5, 6. The 2 in the bottom row is in one of those cells. Now that could be in red. That's a 7, 8, 9 triple in box 7. That can't be 5. Oh, look at this glorious cell. It can't be 5 in the row, and we've already had a red 1 and 3, so we know that that's a 6. How has this been constructed? Mixo is utterly off the scale brilliant. That's a 1, 3, 4. These are a 2, 6 pair. And then we've just had 6 in red. So that one is 2. This is amazingly clever. I'm going to try and stop saying that all the time, but I believe it. Now, we've had 6, 3, and 2 in red. The red cell here is going to be 4 or 5. We've had a lot of the reds. 1, 2, 3, 6, and that is 7 or 9. So the other ones are from, oh, this one can't be 7, 8 or 9, or 5. That has to be 4. And now we know we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. The red digit here is a 5. Well, I'm going to put that in the corner because that's quite interesting. That stops all these cells being 5s. It stops all of these cells being 5. It makes this cell a 5. I'm not going to say it, but you know what I think about this puzzle. These can't be 3. That's been available for literally ages. There must be a 3 in that group by Sudoku in the column. And these are therefore selected from 1, 2, 4, 6. Now we don't have as much information about blue cells, but there's a 2 there. And these are going to be, and there's a 4 or 6 here. No, we don't have as much. We're just going to keep soldering on with what we have. Oh, I've got a 7, 9 pair looking at that cell. Brilliant. It's brilliant again. These 7, 8, 9 triples have done quite a lot of heavy lifting. In the top row, I've got 1, 2, 5, and 6 to place. Well, let's put those in and then eliminate the impossible. That's not 6 by Sudoku, that's not 2. These aren't 2 in the box. That one's not a 6. And in the green cell, I don't know. That's a pity. Right, the red here and the red here, these are quite constrained. They are from 7, 8 or 9. The red here is from 7, 8 or 9. And that is going to form a virtual triple. That's bizarre, but it's true. The red here, we remember we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 in red. The red here is from 7, 8, 9, and that is a triple with the 7, 8, 9 candidates. And now this can't be from 7, 8, 9. So that's 4. 4, 2, 7, 8, 9. So the other cells in the column are from 1, 3, 5, 6. How about the 15 sum? It can still be in 2 digits if it was 9 and 6 on one side or the other. That's a shame. I'm suddenly going to find a bit of Sudoku. Well, that can't be 4. That's not the sort of thing I'm talking about. Blue. We still don't know whether this is 985 or 967. 315. Oh, maybe we do in some way. No, I'm not seeing it. That's a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 quint as marked. Oh, there's a 9 clue that is now not 1, 2, 6. If it was 1, 3, 5, that would be from 7, 8, 9. In fact, 7, 8 and 9 do not go in this sandwich. Therefore, that is the third 7, 8 or 9 in the column. And it can't be 9 because of this group. Now we've got a virtual 7, 8 pair in this group of cells as well, because that triple adding up to 22 needs one of them, and that blue has the other one. Oh, this can't be a 1. So we're selecting here not from 9, 8 or 7 or 1 or 2. We're selecting from 3, 4, 5, 6, and I have found me a quintuple of 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which means this is from 7, 8, 9 yet again. I should maybe have focused on the 7, 8, 9s. Anyway, in blue, I've now got a 7, 8, 9 triple. And we've had 2. The blue in this column cannot be 5 or 4 by Sudoku, so it's 1, 3, or 6. I don't know how to use that. I feel like I maybe ought to. Anyway, let's go back here. We're not using 6 in the sandwich, so it's either 2, 3, 4 or 1, 3, 5, and it uses a 3, and that can't be a 3. 1, 3, 5 would make that a 2 and that a 4. 2, 3, 4 would make that a 1. 1, 3, 5 makes that a 2. 2, 3, 4 makes that a 5. That can never be 1. Ah, in fact, let's look at the top row. Where does 2 go? Apparently it's here. I don't quite know how that happened, but it did. Oh yes, look, I can place 2 in box 2, and that's been available for a while. Ugh. Wish I'd spotted things like Sudoku, as I suggested. Now, there's a 2 in one of these cells, and it's not the blue cell. Oh, also, there's now not a 2 in the 9 sum, so it's 1, 3, 5. That's a 4 down here. That cell can't be a 5. One of those 2 cells in this box is a 5. Is that any use? Probably not. It is a very clever puzzle. 7, 8, 9. Now, there's a 2 somewhere here. There's no 7, 8, 9 in this group. Oh, let's... I don't know. I want to keep going back to this 15 sum. Can it be 3 cells? This is quite important, I feel. And it definitely can. It could be 951, 942, 7. Ooh, the only version of this being a 7 is if this is 672 in a very specific order. That is quite surprising, but it does seem to be the case. Can we rule that out? Because that would be huge. If that was 672, this would be 4 in blue. This would be 1 or 6 in blue. And that's quite interesting, but it doesn't butter my parsnips. It's really interesting that this almost has to be 9, but it doesn't quite have to be 9. In fact, on the other hand, looked at the other way, if it's not 9, we really get some movement forward. Oh, goodness. Right. Maybe let's get... I'm going to get rid of all the green because I want to start colouring 7, 8, 9s against each other. Or maybe I'll letter them. How about that? Let's get the letter tool on. Yeah, I mean, I think there is something interesting going on with 7, 8, 9s, and we're probably only going to get it if we letter them. So I'm going to start... The reason I'm picking box 7 as a start is I can see it has an impact on that cell, and that's going to have an impact on this cell. And I feel it might have an impact up the grid, although... Well, I don't know, but I'm going to start here. That's A, that's B, that's C, amongst 7, 8, 9. Now in this row, C has to be there. And I'm stalling a bit, but look, this cell can't be A in its column, and it can't be B because it is blue, and B has already appeared in blue. So that's C, and that means this red is B. Now this red can't be B because we've had red B, and it can't be C by Sudoku. So this is a good technique, it turns out. I feel it is anyway. A is there. The red C is going to be in one of these two, isn't it? It is. Thank you. So that's C in box 3, and that's B. And this is A and C. B in box 2 is going to be in one of those cells. Now, the blue colours, we got B and C. The A is going to be here. This is A. And that makes this, or that makes this A. That's B. I mean, it's quite interesting. We do get quite a bit of population. C in the bottom row, I don't know, I thought I'd marked it originally, but I didn't. It's there. Don't tell me this isn't going to work. I want to believe it is. Right, where's... Oh, C in this row is there, isn't it? You numpty. It's an 8. Right, I can't even mark that because I've got the full digit. But now I know all C's are 8s. And that has to help, surely. Right, I can take 8 out of quite a lot of cells as a result. Oh, I've just found 8 in the top row. There it is. And none of these have an 8, and they have to add up to 22, so they don't have a 5 either. That places 5 in box 1. That puts 1 in the corner and 6 there. That's a 6 in blue, so this becomes 4. We've now, oh, this can't, both of these can't be 8. They're a 7-9 pair. Wow, we can't have a 6 here. That's a 3-4-5 triple. This can't be 8, obviously. So we've got A and B, which are 7 and 9 left to resolve. And there's a 6 in one of these two cells by Sudoku, so there's no 6 here. That's a 1-2-4 triple, there's no 4 here. That's a 3-5-6 triple. Now let's go back here. Can we still do this with a 7? Yes, if it's 6-7-2. Okay, what have we done in the blue cells? We found all the evens in the blue cells. That's 1, 3, or 5. Oh, the blue cell here is a 1. It's got to be. So that's not a 1. This isn't a 1 now. The blue cell here is a 3 or a 5, and it's not a 5. So the blue cell here is a 3, and that fixes this cell. And if the blue cell there is a 3, the one here is a 5, and that fixes this cell and takes 5 out of those two. We get a 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, proving its position. These include 1 from 4-5 and 1 from 7-9. Now, 3 is this. I'm going to take the 2 out because I'm just trying to remember that 3 is the blue number there and 1 is the blue number here. We've still got A and B to resolve. That's strange that C resolved itself and the others didn't. I don't know which one of those is B. Do I? I don't know. Still got this 15 sum that's going to kind of disambiguate things, I feel. 7 and 9 are a pair in this row. 1, 8, 7, 9, 6. These are from 2, 3, 4, 5. That may be a glut of pencil marking. But one of these cells is 4 or 5 in this column as well. So that's a virtual quadruple. In fact, the other one is 7 or 9. And that means that I've finally spotted that this has to be a 1-6-8 triple. And it includes C, which it includes 8. I should have changed the pencil mark from C to 8. But is that 1-6-8 triple not doing anything else at all? That's so recalcitrant. Right. 2, 4, 5, 8. feel like we're nearly there, and maybe the 15 clue has all the remaining keys. Let's just think about this column. We've got a 3. Ah, we've got a 3 in the blue, so they can't have a 3 in. That's a 1-5 pair. That's now a 3. That didn't do as much as I was. Oh, puts 1 there in box 1, 2, 5, 4, 8, 3. So this is 6, 7, or 9. But it can't be A or B. Oh no, hang on. That's not a real B. One of those is B. So that conclusion was nearly very false. This can't be 7 or 9 in the row, or 8, or 4, or 1, or 5, or 3, which is in one of those two cells. That's 2 or 6. We're getting really quite constrained in this column, in this row, but not enough to actually put anything in. This one can't be 1, 2, 3, 5, or 7, 8, 9. So that's 4 or 6. Now, have I really... Yes, I can work out where 5 is in the row. How peculiar that is. Well, that fixes some things. No 5 there. No 4 or 5 here. That's a 2, 3 pair. Now, what else is going on the row? I can work out where 1 is, because there's a 2, 3, 4, 6 quad. So 1 is there. That's a 2, 6, 4 triple, so that's a 3. I'm very slow on picking up these triples and things today, but this is clever. Now, that's finally chocolate teapot level, so I can't achieve anything with that. Got 1, 2, 4, 3, 5, 8. That is 6, 7, or 9. I'm going to remove the B pencil mark because it's beginning to confuse me. Right, now let's go back to the 15 sum and see if we can figure that one out again. It can still be 6, 7, 2. Now, for that to be a 9, it could be 5, 9, 1 or 9, 6. Oh, hang on, is this cell always in the sandwich? Yes, you can't get to 15. If that was red, this sandwich doesn't work. Oh, sorry, you've probably been shouting about that. If that was red, the sandwich is meant to be just those two cells. The most they can add up to is 13, so that is not red. And therefore, these two are red, and this one isn't. And these have to be the numbers we were waiting to put in, 5 and 8, into red cells. So that is going to do some Sudoku, I think. Well, no, it's going to inform... Oh, it still doesn't absolutely fix this sandwich. It could be 6, 9, 2. No, it could be 6, 9, and then this is a 1, which is the crust I'm looking for. Or it could be 6, 7, 2, so this is never a 4. Oh, how are we not done here? There's one last twist still to come, isn't there? Mixo. I know you. 2, 3, 1, 5. Right. 4 has to be in one of these cells. 4 has to be in one of those. Hang on, I'm probably missing something to do with the colour. Oh no, it's... Okay, we've got to put a 1 in one of those blues, a 1 in one of those 3s. And then other than that, we've just got to resolve A and B. That's weird. Oh, B was in one of those cells, so this one is A. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have given up on that pencil marking at the top. That's B, that's A. That hasn't really done anything, has it? It's all going to be resolved by which of these is a 7 and which is a 9. Okay, so let's think about the possibilities. If this was 6, 9, that would be a 1, that would be 5. That would be 2 or 3. If this was 6, 7, 2, this would be... Ah, that's great. If this was 6, 7, 2 adding to 15, that would be the crust 3. But then you'd have 2 and 3 there, and this cell would break. There it is. Mixo pulls off one last beautiful trick. That's the 9. This is the crust we need. So that is 1 and blue. This is the other crust. These two are not crusts. And we've coloured all the cells finally at the very end of the puzzle. That's a 3. That 3 fixes the 2-3 pair. The 1 fixes the 5-1 pair. This is not a 1 by any imagination. In fact, it's not a 2 now. So that's 4. That unwinds most of row 6. These are a 2-7 pair. And yes, the 9 is finally going to resolve A and B, because we've got 2-7 there and B is 9. So let's highlight the B's and make them 9. Let's highlight the A's and make them 7. There we go. And that's a 6-9 pair now. These can't have 6 in, and that is 6. This is an 8 to complete the box. These can't have 7 in. That one must be 4. 7 there, 2 there. These must disambiguate. 9, 6, 7, and there we go. We've got the whole thing coloured up with reds and blues. 4, 1, 7, 8, 5, 9, 3, 2, 6 in red. 8, 9, 3, 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 5 in blue. It's good. Bingo. That is a fabulous puzzle. I mean, that is a glorious 3-star beauty of a puzzle. Rainbow Sandwich by Mixo. I do recommend you to look at Mixo's puzzles because they're always good fun, and that's no exception. I've had a good time there. I will see you again soon on the channel. Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.